4, 3, 2, 1.
Whether you've been married 1 or 20 plus years, at some point you realize you married into crazy. And that's what our show is all about. If your marriage or relationship is compassionate, real, accountable, zealous and yielding, or just plain crazy, Snooks and Lovey offer love, laughter, and a dose of reality as they unpack this thing called marriage. Sit back, relax, and get your ear hustle on. It's time to start the conversation.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy E.T. Look, if you're looking to or you got to raise the bar on your marriage, you gotta click the link and get into Married into Crazy, y'all. I'm telling you, this coaching is gonna take your relationship to another level. Now look, you already know you need to raise the bar. You know that already. So stop thinking or overthinking and click that link, and Marriage into Crazy is going to take you and your spouse to marital bliss. Now you know. Click the button. Let's go.
Welcome back to another episode of the Married into Crazy podcast with Snooks and Lovey.
I'm Snooks, and he is Lovey.
I am. And see, right there, perfect example. She's always telling me what to do. Like she just told you. She just told me who I am.
I was about to say, I didn't not say what to do. I didn't tell you who you were. I just said who you were to the folks, the fine audience that are listening to us or watching, listening and watching.
Well, hey, if this is your first time with the podcast, we welcome you. If you've been with us for a long time, we welcome you as well. For those of you that may be new to us, we are a couple that have been married for 27 plus years, been through a lot of things. You can go back and check out the entire inventory, go back to our earliest episodes to hear what happened, and we'll revisit from time to time. But long story short, I married into crazy. So
let me just give some context to that, because people might be like, he's just dogging her out like she crazy. So I am crazy because I am compassionate, I am real, I am accountable, I am zealous, and I am yielding. That is what crazy stands for. It's an acronym. So
she's crazy, and I'm crazy with all that in a bag of chips, so to speak, as the old folks say. No, anyway, so that's what we do.
You just classified yourself as old because you just said it. So
I was talking to your audience.
Oh, wow.
Your
okay.
people.
My people.
Your family.
What's up, fam?
No, actually, so what you can do is go over to marriedintocrazy.com and see all the different ways that we've been blessed to be able to bless your marriages as well. It doesn't matter if your marriage is just firing on all cylinders. Your car is taken into the shop for tune-ups, and I believe that our marriages should do the same, that we should occasionally check out what other people are doing, not from the standpoint of comparison, but also say, oh, maybe I can do that. We've learned so much over the years from listening to other couples about different things that we wanted to implement within our own marriage, and we act as a pass-through for all of that. And it happens on our website. You can get gear, like
I was about to say, check out the hat.
You can also go there for Raise the Bar.
Raise the Bar.
That's our virtual relationship self-help program if you're not quite ready for our couple-to-couple coaching.
So the couple-to-couple coaching is something that we also do. We also offer, I should say. You can go onto Raise the Bar. Raise the Bar, but Married into Crazy, and set up a discovery call. What we would do is we would, about 15, 30 minutes tops, we would discuss what have you. You see if it's a good fit for you. We'll also see if it's a good fit for us, and then we would move accordingly. So
exactly. And that's all there is to it.
That's it.
The last thing I'm going to say is, and we're going to be talking about this for a very long time, that because part of our crazy is learning how to navigate the adversities of life that present itself in our marriages. Because it's a lot of times it's those adversities that we don't deal with so well that can have a tendency to tear marriages apart. The biggest adversity that we've ever faced that we never thought we would is the loss of our son, which is almost a year ago. It's coming up, the anniversary. I hate even calling it an anniversary.
That's what it is.
I know. What do you refer to it as? But the year mark from the time that our son was murdered is coming up relatively soon. And so we were able to write a book with other parents, each contributing a chapter on how we dealt with that grief, what that journey looked like, and also how we were on the road to really refinding hope and healing throughout that process as well. So it is a pretty heavy book, but it's also got quite a bit of joy in there as well. as we reminisce about some of the things that we did. And anyway,
it's so crazy. I mean, this is not what we were scheduled to talk about, but it just made me think about like a year ago today, we were planning, we were packing because we were getting ready to go to Turks and Caicos. Excuse me. We're on vacation. We were going on vacation to Turks and Caicos, and it's so crazy because June is typically a happy month for us because we have two special occasions that actually happen in June: Father's Day and Lovey's birthday. And so, and then, graduations, blah, 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 whatever. But now there's this thing that we have that's in June now. And I just thinking about it earlier. I've been kind of sad all day, a little bit, just because this was the anniversary of, I don't say anniversary of it, but this very day last year, we were super excited because we were packing, we're getting ready to go on vacation to Turks and Caicos. Is something that we have been planning for a while.
Isaiah was going to be on his first plane ride.
On his first vacation.
It was an exciting time. And, things turn. Yeah. Things turn quickly.
So anyway, it just made me think about that. But, okay, so we weren't going to talk about that today. Sorry.
No, don't apologize. We weren't, but we were going to talk about, she mentioned that two things happen in June that usually makes it a joyous occurrence. But I don't know. I don't know if you want to go fair or foul, which I'm stealing that from Secrets to Success. That's something that my friend, mentor, E.T., they have on their podcast. If you haven't checked it out, definitely go and listen to the Secrets to Success. It's a phenomenal podcast. And if it wasn't for them, we would have never started ours. But anyway, they do a thing where they talk about, is that fair or foul? And is it fair or foul that my birthday always falls on or lands around Father's Day? This year, it happens to be one and the same.
So you're asking if it's fair or foul?
She says, these two joyous occasions that happen in the month of June.
Aren't they joyous?
They always celebrate them in one day.
We do not always celebrate them in one day.
I liken it to those people that have birthdays around Christmas.
I liken it.
I'm so sorry for y'all.
I liken it to those people who get proposed to on their birthday.
Ooh, ouch!
Ouch!
I thought I was being economical.
I know what you was doing.
It was a prudent move on my part.
Thank you, calendar.
I did propose to her on her birthday.
Yeah, you did.
And people were like, "Oh, that's so nice. You got her a ring." And what did you get her for her birthday? A ring.
Right. No, you got me some lunch.
Lunch
at Spaghetti Factory.
Now I think about it, I'm like, we need a do-over when it comes to the
we need a do-over
proposal. We need a do-over for so much.
But the proposal, when it comes to the wedding, the lead up to not the wedding, but the lead up to the wedding. Anyway.
Yeah, we do. We that's coming.
Okay.
We have an anniversary milestone that's coming up. I don't know if I want to wait till the 30th.
2.5 years. That will give me plenty of time to plan exactly what I want to do.
I need to start saving now, folks.
Hey,
so we're going to open up.
You heard it here first, right?
We're going to open up a savings plan, and I'll give you guys the info. Here's my Venmo. Here's the Married into Crazy Venmo, wow. So you can actually start contributing to. No, but I was just saying that when it comes to that, it's either my birthday or it's Father's Day. I mean, we talk about both, but realistically, it's always kind of like bundled.
Well, I mean, I'll say for us, we try to make sure that he gets a Father's Day gift and he also gets a birthday gift of some sort. I don't know. What are you frowning for?
Oh, I didn't frown. I was just saying.
You gave a
here's
look
a card
on your face.
The one I will give them this in all the years.
What'd you say?
What they have not done. Hold on. What they have not done
is get a bar of soap.
Is get a single card and say Happy Father's /birthday.
No, we have not.
They have
but
not
you
done
know
that.
what? I might this year because you was talking smack. So
No, but it's coming up. So what are we doing? What are we gonna do?
I mean, because it's Father's Day, we're gonna you're gonna cook some meat.
There we go. See, I knew that was. That's why I asked.
I only said that because I knew that's where you were going. But
We've been together 27 years.
Let the
and
okay.
I think that if we weren't someplace like last year,
Last year
we were in
Turks
Turks and Caicos, which was a fun Father's Day. 2 years prior to that, we were in Jamaica for Father's Day. But normally when we're home, I'm barbecuing.
That's because that's what he wants to do. When I asked Lovey, I'm like, what do you want to do on Father's Day? Just probably put something on the grill. Okay. What else? That's all he wants to do.
Father's Day is a fiasco. So when it comes to Mother's Day, it takes weeks
Here we go.
to plan out Mother's Day. Oh, I got to go get my special outfit for Mother's Day. I got to do this. There's a whole shopping thing that takes place just for Mother's Day. Got to coordinate with all the moms so we can go to brunch. Which place are we going to go? Oh, that place is, they're overbooked. We can't get in there. Oh, this place is, we can't get in there either. It's overbooked. What about this? Oh, girl, I heard about this other place. What they're doing for Mother's Day. Again.
I think I rolled my
Father's
eyes so
Day.
hard they stayed in the back of my head. Go ahead. Sorry.
Father's Day, it's like, where do you want to go? I don't know. There's plenty of room at every restaurant because nobody celebrates it. There's no
That's not true.
There's no Father's Day brunch.
So there's not a Father's Day brunch. So here's the thing. This is just my own philosophy regarding the difference between Mother's Day and Father's Day. The reason why restaurants and everything are so packed for Mother's Day is because typically moms are doing the cooking. So to get mom out of the house, let's go somewhere. Because if there was any festivities in the house, mom would probably be one of the people that are prepared, that are helping prepare it. And I'm not saying that in every single household that is the case, but in a lot of households that's the case, and you know that. So when we go out, when we plan for Father's Day, I'm like, let's.
And you know that.
I'm just saying, when we want to make plans for Father's Day, we want to go out or whatever. Lovey doesn't really have any place like special that he really wants to go to.
Because I've been conditioned.
How have you been conditioned?
The world, society has turned on the father.
Well,
Society has turned on the father. We men, kings, we have been conditioned to have low expectations when it comes to our day. Wow. It is time to stand up.
So what do you want to do?
Stand
up. What do you want to
up.
do besides yippity yap?
I don't know. I've been conditioned.
Oh, so you can't break that?
It takes a lot. I gotta break out of that mold.
Oh my gosh.
Some way. Look.
You need to take the red pill or the blue pill.
You gonna barbecue?
Oh, I was gonna go there. Are
Are
you gonna say that I can't?
Oh, I know you can.
Okay then. Long as that's out there.
You won't.
I will.
She'll be like, ooh, it's hot out here.
If it's too hot, then what we could do is
Father's Day is not in February.
If it's too hot, what we could do is pull the grill all the way up to the sliding glass door. I'll open the sliding glass door, open the grill, do what I need to do, close it, shut the grill back. And shut the sliding glass door back. I don't gotta stand out there like you do and just be standing out there for no reason. The meat's cooking. We don't gotta be in the heat.
She ain't playing. She is not playing. If she could get away with it, she could figure out a way. If she could figure out a way to actually, you see those movies where they have the pharmaceutical incubators where you got the people with the big old glass things and you put your arms into the glass of these circles and then you got these gloves and you're working with like the radioactive toxic stuff. If she could cook like that because it's hot outside, she would do that.
But I would. I'd try it at least once. I ain't gonna say I wouldn't. I would try it at least once just to see.
See, she playing.
How am I playing? Anyway, so
fellas, stand up. Let's get together. Let me know. I'll put a Zoom together. We can get on the horn, all the fathers across America, and figure out what do we want. We need to hold the world hostage so we can get a brunch.
Okay, so here's thank you. Because I'm sure the reason that brunch came about in the first place was because some mom somewhere was like, you know what? I am sick and tired of being in the kitchen cooking. I want to go somewhere where I can be catered to. I want people to wait on me. I want to sit down. I want it to be nice. And I don't want to have to lift my finger and do anything after the meal.
You know what?
Boom. Mother's Day.
We're going to call it Frunch for Father's Day brunch. We're going to have a Father's Day brunch.
It's going to be
Frunch. It's going to be the Frunch. Y'all, where y'all frunching at? I know somebody frunching. Who got the frunch? We're frunch at this year.
I love it. As a matter of fact, that's what we're going to do this year. We're going to have frunch.
It's going to be the frunch.
We're going to have the frunch at the house.
Be prepared. Hey, listen, all the dads, wives, if you're listening, husbands, if you're listening,
Frunch.
send us your
I
pictures.
love it.
Email us your
frunch.
pictures of you frunching on Father's Day. This is going to be the Frunch Revolution. The Frunch Revolution. That's what this is called. This is, yep.
Let's do
That's
it.
the podcast
Let's
name.
do it.
The Frunch
Frunch.
Revolution. Fellas, don't let me down.
That is
I'm trying to create a movement.
funny. I love it. I actually love it. I love it. So this year, Father's Day is going to supersede your birthday? It's not going to, I mean, you know.
It might as well because I don't age.
Okay, vampire.
No, you know what? Frunch. It's all about the Frunch this year.
So
Frunch Revolution.
So you bring something up that when you talk about it's funny. It's not funny, but it's like there is a thing, and there is a big difference between Mother's Day and Father's Day, and not just in the restaurants and you know the all the festivities and things that are planned for
It's the whole
mothers
world.
versus for fathers. So when we it's even about the attitudes of how we celebrate, you know, our fathers and our mothers. There is I don't want to say that fathers they're not frowned upon, but they are not as lifted up. I saw that. They are not as lifted up as mothers are. So I want to ask you, as a father, you know, I know we're joking around and stuff, but as a father, how does that make you feel? And do you feel like it's not vindicated? What is the word I'm looking for?
Justified.
Justified. Do you feel like that it's justified for the attitudes to be the way that they are regarding fathers?
I think it's a double-sided coin. You know, it's dual-edged sword, whatever you want to call it, because two things. Number one, I think it's not celebrated as much because, I mean, we talk about the absentee fathers. It's like, first and foremost, let's just call it out. Mm-hmm. Fathers, we ain't birthing no babies.
Y'all sure ain't.
You know what I mean? We're not the ones going through labor.
Amen.
We're not the ones having to dilate to 10 or 13 or whatever. Bruh, if you've never looked at those dilation scales, if it was up to men, if we had to be the ones to actually give birth,
It would have stopped at Adam.
the human species would not have survived. I guarantee. It might have. Adam had God. We all got God, but Adam had God like nobody else ever had God.
Right, that's true.
So Adam would have got through it.
And he
The
would've
rest
been-
of us, after Cain and Abel, it would have been done. Like, wait, I gotta do what? Wait, you mean I gotta go out? I gotta toil in this soil, break the ground, grow some stuff. By the way, these things barely been around, and you trying to tell me how to actually make them grow. But anyway, that's a whole other story. But so I got to do all that, and you want what to come out of where? Oh, we did. So I think because of that there's that, and over time we haven't shown up the way historically. More times than not, it's easy for the dad to leave, right? For the father, the sperm donor, to actually disappear. And
When you say, I'm sorry. So when you say it's easy, you mean like he could just be like, I'm out. I gotta go.
all right, and that's not all men, but I'm just saying that historically speaking.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Historically.
They
And
can
I know you're
and I'm not just talking
generalizing.
about one culture either. I'm just saying that because let's just even say they're not even leaving. what was going on back in the day? World War, you got World War One, you got Civil War, you got World War One, you got Korean War, you got well, that's not the way it went. It went World War II, then Korean War. But all these things, men were generally being drafted, going to war. It wasn't the women that were on the front line that were fighting. They weren't the ones that were being sent overseas, so forth. So when they died, what was happening? The burden of raising youth always falls upon the woman, historically, for the most part, right? It always falls on, even when the man is there, it falls on the woman more times than not, because the way things have been framed was the man was going to be the breadwinner and go out and handle whatever. The mother was the homemaker. I know I'm creating an argument for Mother's Day, but what I'm saying is, but that took place. But what's missing though is the element of how do you attract people back up? You pour honey, right? They always say you catch more flies with honey than you do vinegar. And so we should also sweeten the pot. Boys should grow up thinking, I can't wait to be a dad, because they see their father being celebrated so much. I can't wait to be a father, man. When it's time first, I can't wait till I French when I'm getting older. Well, I want the French Revolution to be at my house. Where are we Frenching at, So we need to create that mindset and be able to do that. So I think that there's an opportunity there for us to create a French Revolution, and because I want Isaiah to grow up and be like, man, I can't wait till I French. Can't wait till no, like he's overselling it. He's really just back off the French. But
hey, if you like it, I love it.
But it's one of those things where we need to do that too. But I think that's why. It's just because I think that the crux of it, the onus of responsibility for raising so much falls on the shoulders of the woman, and it's not just a United States thing. It falls everywhere. Now, do I think that's a woman's place? For all of it to fall on her shoulders? No, absolutely not. I think everything should be shared. But I think that's why historically that's where it's come from, and not as much emphasis has been placed on Father's Day.
Okay. So I always I do want to ask this question, and I'm just going to ask it. So, there's been a lot of, I have seen a number of reels showing with kids and people, a lot of men, giving their opinion about how a woman can't raise a man.
You're gonna go there.
I just want to know what your opinion is about that, because I'll tell you what mine is. I think that history has shown that women can raise boys to be responsible, to be dedicated, to have all the attributes that another woman would look for, or that mom as a human being instills in her son. Now, I don't know how to say, well, no, because a woman can't raise a man. If you were to not be here and Kaylin was still here, or you passed away or something, I would have to do the best that I could to raise him to be responsible, to be respectful, to be X, Y, and Z, whatever. I don't know what it means to raise a man from a father's perspective. I saw my mom raise my brother. My dad lived somewhere else, so I'm on the fence with that, because I know there's plenty of women who get the job done. We've seen that. We've seen that where, there's plenty of women getting the job done. So I have a problem with that statement though, because what if the dude is a bum, or what if he's just about not handling his business? So because he's a man, because he has male genitalia, that just he automatically qualifies to raise the boy to be another man. I mean, because if he's just raising him to be what he is, then what's the point?
So, one, I think that when women hear that phrase, they take it personal. Because it sounded like you were taking it a little personal.
Okay, maybe I was, and it's not in a way because because I feel like don't ever tell someone what they can't do.
No, not someone. You're saying don't tell a woman what she can't do.
Well, yeah, don't tell me that I can't raise my son to be a man. If a man is not here, then what is he just gonna be, a punk? Or I probably shouldn't have said that. And I don't mean it. I mean it in a way of like, oh, he's not gonna grow up to be respectful, a responsible man, handle his business, take care, blah blah blah. I feel like attributes of a good person are attributes of a good person, male or female.
So here's the thing.
Does that make sense?
It does. And I know where you're coming from. And I'll just put it out there. It's maybe controversial, but I don't necessarily agree with that phrase that only a man can raise a man. Now, I will say that it takes a community of men to raise a man. Because I believe that, yes, I was raised by my mother, but there was a community of men that surrounded me that I was able to get that male influence. And when I say male, I'm not talking about machismo. There are these things that in order to be I don't even want to say provider, in order to be that leader, not that women can't lead, because there are some great leaders. In order for a man to become who he's supposed to be, which is that person that leads his household, that is the minister of his home, that is all that. I think that those things are gleaned from other men. Chivalry. You know, a woman can open a door for a woman, but there's something about a man that opens a door for a woman.
So as a mom, you couldn't teach your son that?
You can. But then there's certain things.
Certain things as far as I go ahead. I'm sorry.
It just needs to be seen. You know, you look at let's get out of humans. You take a look at a pride. You see a pride of lionesses. They do the majority of the hunting, right? They do the lion's share, no pun intended, of the hunting. They go out and they hunt. Women do that, but the lion can hunt. He does participate. He can do those things. And I think that in order to raise those cubs up, it takes a certain thing. There's a part of maleness, of manhood, where males are required to be in proximity. It doesn't necessarily have to be the father. It could be the uncle. It could be the coach. It could be the teacher. It could be just certain things. You see how when Caitlin was coming up, he responded to male teachers differently than he responded to female teachers. He wasn't disrespectful, but there was just something about men that commanded his attention. I'm not saying that's with everybody. Some people respond differently. I'm just using examples that I've seen in our life. I know that my dad was around, but he wasn't in my home, right? I had a stepfather, a couple of stepfathers. I had to sit there and do the math in my head.
Silly.
But I had a couple of stepfathers. You know, that in their own way contributed to different aspects of my maleness, of my my growth. But who were the greatest contributors? My dad was a big one, even though he wasn't in our home, but it was my uncles, specifically one, Uncle Billy. May not have been the best influence in my life. Definitely not somebody I would allow around my children, but he was an influence. My coaches, male coaches, were the biggest influence in my life but they taught me, you know, not that women can't, but there was something about seeing a man that had responsibility, that had integrity, that kept his word, that had a line of you know, word is bond. And you stand around and it was like, oh, and then even to see men be able to be affectionate with their wives, you know, they would open the door for her. There was something about being able to see that actually set the tone for where I was going to be. And let me finish. And I think a lot of times when men see that, depending upon where they're coming from, you have to ask somebody, what's your definition of being a man?
So that's kind of what I was I was gonna
I
kind of
feel
go
you were going
there. Yeah.
But I think that definition needs to be defined because everybody has potentially there's going to be, you ask 5 different men what it means to be a man. You may end up getting 5 different answers.
Mm-hmm.
And based on that, I think the fear from people that espouse all the time that, you know, a woman can't raise a man is that they're afraid that the man is going to be effeminate. You know, that he's going to be neutered to the standpoint of, even what does that mean? That he's going to come out and
I know you're saying no backbone, henpecked, whatever it is, to be submissive to the woman when he's supposed to be, like you said earlier, more over the head of the house or something like that. Is that what you?
Exactly. Because here's the thing, and again, this is a very loose and broad example. But like right now, if somebody was to, you know, come and bang on the door and kick in the door, the expectation is that I'm running towards that to protect, not cowering in the basement when I hear, what is that? And then I'm running with all the women and the children to get to the safe place. You know, and that's what it is. And now, don't get me wrong. I know some women that they hear that banging coming, they might try and beat their man there because they already grabbed the gun and the knife and the bat and the, you know what I mean? I mean, some people are just built that way, but I just believe that's what it is.
So it's funny to me because that statement is out there, you know, but I know a lot of men who they kind of like what you said, you know. I feel like they're the protectors and they are the providers, and their presence symbolizes, you know, being strong and all of that. But when it comes to the household, the women run the household. You know what I mean? And not in a bad way. I think that
What do you mean by they run the household?
Everything goes through mom.
So here's the thing. So if you look at a hierarchy of a business, people glorify the CEO all the time, right? Chief executive officer, this. You know, so funny. You take a look at Apple's not a great example because Steve Jobs is one in a gazillion men, you know, with vision and leading and all that. But you look at any company, like you can look at a technology company right now, all right? And you'll see that the CEO is a person that has a strong business sense, has able to pull through and get the right people in the room, this, that, and the other. But in that tech company, the CTO, the chief technology officer is really the one that's making it happen if it's a technology company, right? Mm-hmm. There's a COO. There is the chief of operations that make everything run smooth, whatever. They don't get that. I liken in our household that I might be the CEO. Actually, God is the CEO, quite honestly. Though I wrestle with him for that title.
Like, will you try to take power away?
But I do, and he checks me. But I might be viewed as the CEO, but you're the COO. It's like, okay, when you ask the CEO of any company, well, what do you think about this, that, and the other? You know, we're going to implement this. All right, well, you know what? A good CEO will be like, okay, let me get with my team. I'm going to actually discuss it. We're going to vet that idea. Because he gets in a room, he's like, so what do you think, Steve? This is the idea. He's asking the COO. It's running through the chief operating officer, or it's running through some other individual that have an expertise. You're supposed to surround yourselves with those individuals that are smarter than you, that can actually get the job done. It's your job to lead, but it's up to some other people to do that. And that's a part of leading. So in our house, yeah. They ask me? Don't ask me nothing. Go ask your mama.
I was going to say, because that is a very regular statement that I hear. I mean, when I'm at work, wherever, you know, catching conversations here and there with various people, they're like, I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
We surround ourselves.
Or is it
with
just
the right
because
people.
you just feel like, you know, don't bother me with all the trivial stuff, because that's trivial. But enough trivial, a lot of little things, they make up the big stuff too, right?
To a certain extent, even if you're looking at a company, more times than not, you're going to find people saying, you know what, before you come to me with your ideas, make sure you bake that thing all the way through. I'm not here to help you figure it out. What I am here to do is help you understand how to implement it for a bigger transaction, to help you scale it, to get it to a bigger deal, to make sure that it's going to be able to appeal to the masses. Bake that thing before it gets to me. see it. So even like as a dad, as you know, here in the home, don't come to me with the trivial stuff. It's like the little things. Like I'm in the room half the time for some of the conversations that take place. I have no idea what they're talking about. I see the lips moving.
And then he has the nerve to say, how come nobody told me about that?
But wait,
Well,
but
I never heard that before.
But wait.
Why is this my first time hearing it?
Because then it's gotten to a point now, because then they want implementation, right? They want execution on the idea.
Bro, you should have been in on the conversation when we first started talking about it.
You
don't get to come at the last minute and then now you want to pull the plug and, oh, wait, it costs how much? It's like, we already discussed all this.
How many times it's like, hey, I think I got this idea. Because then we come in like, okay, here's what we need to do. If you want to actually implement that idea, here are the steps that need to be taken. You need to do boom, 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 boom. Well, I didn't mean for you to do all that. I didn't want you to come and tell me how to. I just needed you to listen.
Nope. Okay, that does happen sometimes.
Sometimes.
I know you're not finna say it happens all the time.
It's enough to the point to where. Enough to the point where.
No, sir, you are not about to get on here and tell all these people that's what happens. He does not listen. And okay, you can shake your head all you like. For the folks that ain't watching YouTube, he's shaking his head no. That is not how it happens. Lovey just does not pay attention. That is why the girls get so upset because they're like, Dad, we already talked about this. We had a whole conversation. He's like, well, I wasn't in here. You were literally sitting right there. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna record this next time it happens. I'm gonna record it.
It's the little things. I don't get involved in trivial stuff. Tell me when it's time to execute. Just like the other day, Shanti came up with an amazing idea. And immediately I'm thinking, okay, here's what you need to do. And then I got that look. So then I was like, okay, so here's what we'll do. You figure it out. When you need me, bring me in and I can help execute.
That is one situation. That's just one. So basically you did good job for recognizing that you were promoting why moms get more of the flowers and all the arrangements and everything because
it's changing. The
French is coming.
The French Revolution is coming.
The French is coming.
The French is coming. The French is coming. The French is coming.
No, but honestly, I will say this. I have noticed the difference with Mother's Day versus Father's Day. For myself, growing up, my mom was the backbone for everything in our house. And like Lovey said, I'm in our home. I'm talking about when we grew up, not the whole family. But like Lovey says, my father was not the kind of father that he is, and he didn't say that, but basically he implied it. But so I would want to see him get this, and fathers that are like him, because I know he knows a lot of great fathers that are like him that deserve all of the hip hip hooray and all that, the accolades, the whatever, the red carpet laid out for them. It ain't just regular it ain't just the regular menu on Father's Day. It should be a Father's Day French menu. So.
That's right. We want a French menu. I'm going to bring that up. I'm going to talk to all the restaurant owners I know, all two of them.
Can we get a French?
We need a
French menu. They're funny, but I just wanted to.
You don't think I'm playing? I have a friend. I think I can pull it off because he's a dad. I'm gonna call Eric. Ugh. He's gonna be on the show in a little bit.
Shout out to Eric Streets Lawn
Restaurant. Shout out in Elk Grove, California. Go check it out. I'm gonna talk to him about getting a French menu. It's not gonna happen this week.
No, it ain't. So anyway, because seeing that's how they'll be listening to this on Wednesday. So
hey, and all y'all out there that start implementing French, you can keep it. You don't gotta pay me a royalty. But I just give a shout out. Like, you know what? We came up with this concept. We're having a Father's Day brunch. Just give a shout out to Married into Crazy because I heard it on the Married into Crazy show.
What would you want out of brunch? What would you want to eat? Just regular barbecue food?
You know what? That would be cool. It should be a barbecue menu, something special. Come up with a special dish that's strong, that's supportive, and I don't know that justifies or signifies all the things a dad should be.
Okay. Shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie.
Because isn't that like a whole bunch of stuff in it. I don't know.
That was all in left field. Look, okay, look, y'all. It's
No,
time.
I'm saying,
We talking. We
isn't
shifted over to shepherd's pie, so I think it's time to shut down.
Isn't
the
that
pod.
a dish where they throw a whole bunch of stuff in there? Because you're all, that signifies everything a father should be. So I'm like, don't they throw a lot of stuff in shepherd's pie? I have no idea.
I'll tell you what. Let's do this. I'd be very curious. Anybody that's listening, hit us up at Lovey, Lovey, at marriedintocrazy.com. Right? So go ahead and email what menu items should be served at our first annual brunch. That's going to take place at our house this weekend. It's going to be barbecue. It's going to be some tri-tip. Tri-tip needs to be on the brunch menu.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I got you.
But throw out some dishes that should be on the brunch menu. Hit us up on social media, but I'd love it if you would turn around and send it to us via email.
So anyway, just want to say happy Father's Day to all of you fathers that are holding it down and that maybe you feel like you're not getting the recognition that you deserve or that you should be getting. Happy Father's Day, and keep doing what you do, because even if your child is not showing that they appreciate it, somebody's watching and they appreciate it.
Amen. So until the next time,
be blessed.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Married into Crazy podcast with Snooks and Lovey. Please like, subscribe to, and review the show wherever you access it, and tell a friend about us. Visit marriedintocrazy.com and see how Snooks and Lovey can bless your marriage directly.